Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today is December 4th, and right now we're looking at the infrared satellite imagery. And if you didn't notice, I am on my road setup here. I got my laptop going. I'm in Sarasota, Florida here for my son's soccer tournament. But we're taking a look here at what's going on with the weather, and you can see the ridge of high pressure out here, that anticyclonic flow off the coast of California, and look at across much of the state. You can kind of see that layer out there, that inversion trapped in the Sacramento down towards the Bay Area a bit there and into the San Joaquin Valley. I mean, just unmistakable there, and there are some lower visibilities here today and probably on into the next few days as well. So if we take a look at a closer view, that again, you can't mistake that. Look at that inversion just trapped into the lower elevations. I'll show you some of that here and what the meteorology behind that is. Yeah, but if you want a nice affordable home weather station, this makes a great Christmas gift. It's that time of year here. Again, you can detach it here, mount it on a fence post, does everything a weather station should. I highly recommend this weather station. I test 2 of these at my house. The smartphone app is simply great. You can have it send you notifications when it starts raining at your house or you get lightning strikes or whatnot. So yeah, check it out in the link down below. And gusty northeast Santa Ana winds through the day on a Thursday. So this is through today. We're going to start to relax this as we go through tomorrow here as well. Maybe some localized minor damage there, but again, not too extreme of a wind event, although you could see some gusts into the 40s. And dense fog, you can see this is for the Grapevine area, I-5 until 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's about 6:30 as I'm doing this briefing right now. And here's San Diego National Weather Service. Again, you can kind of see these gusty winds between 35 and 45 in the yellow there, maybe a little bit higher for some select locations, but not a major wind event. Now, if we take a look at visibility on the North American model, if we scroll through tomorrow morning, you can kind of see that inversion and some of these lower visibilities kind of re-emerging here again. That could be for Sacramento, Stockton, Modesto, and whatnot, and some other select areas also. Now, looking at 80-meter wind speeds, you'll see the offshore winds. This is where we're going on through the day today. You can kind of see the northeast component to this and some northerly winds down across San Bernardino, portions of southern Nevada, western Arizona, and you can see these offshore flow across, or the offshore flow across the peninsular range, some of the transverse range here as well. But you'll notice as you scroll on in through this evening, we still got it a little bit, but then we've kind of relaxed that gradient as we go on in through the day tomorrow. That is for the day on Friday. So taking a look here, watch this on the European Artificial Intelligence. If I scroll out here, watch the state of California. You notice that big blue streak right up the middle, and that is the temperature anomaly there. You can see how much cooler than normal it is when we get that inversion trapped in there. You can see surrounding areas above normal, but when you're in that inversion there, you can see that you are below normal as we go on in towards next week. And it may be through next week until we can finally get a system in here to kind of scrub that inversion out of here. I mean, look at this. This is all the way on in through Friday, a week from now, still dealing with that inversion across some of the valley areas. Then maybe some cooler air starting to arrive here as we go on into the following weekend. That is not this upcoming weekend, but the following weekend there, and then maybe some additional storm systems after that. We'll take a look at that here more in a moment. But if we're looking here at Modesto, check out the bottom of this. You can see the temperature profile. This is kind of a cross-section look, and as we go up, you're looking at about 5,000 feet right about there, and then of course you go higher, there's 18,000 feet, and the very up here is about 39,000 feet or so. But if you go down towards the surface, look at the temperature really drop off as you get into the inversion in the valley areas. And you see the green line, which is the dew point, it meets up with that, and that's why you get the clouds and the fog out there, because you bring the temperature towards the dew point. The atmosphere can't hold any more moisture because it is on the cool side, and there is that inversion. You see the light winds, also that little tiny circle there, that is the light winds at the surface. This is for Modesto, or right about where Modesto is. Now, taking a look at what is coming here. So you got that ridge I showed you there on the infrared satellite imagery off our coastline, just kind of churning with us for a bit. Storm track starts to point at the Pacific Northwest, and we still deal with this ridge for the meantime. We go on and through next week, and then things may start to change a bit as we go towards the end of next week and towards next weekend. You see some of this troughing start to get back towards the west coast of North America, possibly including portions of California. No promises on that. You're still looking about 8-9 days off into the future there. And if we take a look here at the artificial intelligence, I'll get my mouse out of the way here, and we'll scroll off into the future here. We'll go now through next week, and we go towards the end of the week and kind of see that system come down, start to clip portions of Northern California, maybe the Bay Area, and then maybe the Central Coast at times. Then we have some better chances as we go on and through the extended forecast. But you're still, again, you're looking over a week to 2 weeks out in the forecast right now, and the models have kind of been all over the place on when that next active round of weather will be coming to California. Now, Now, total snow 10 to 1 ratio. We'll scroll through this really quickly here as well. And again, you can kind of see we're getting some decent amounts of snowfall. Again, depending on how that cold air tracks down the west coast of North America and what these systems do, it's going to mean everything with who gets what as far as the amount of snowfall for some of the higher elevations. But really, right now, not really worth thinking about too much just yet until you get some better clarification. And precipitation-wise, also, you can kind of see the Pacific Northwest just really getting some big amounts, and then we start to try to include California in that right towards the end of the forecast. Here's the 8 to 14 days. We go through the December 11th through 17th. You can see the Southwest above normal, and then you can kind of see this mixed bag here across the state of California. Again, pay more attention to that as we go. But anyway, I should be here for the next few days. I'm coming home this weekend. Hopefully you guys are having a good day out there. Again, check out that weather station for a great Christmas gift, and I will catch you guys in the next forecast.